Hello and welcome to today's video. I'd like to thank Solbio for actually supporting this channel. And Solbio is a completely natural toilet fluid. It can be also used in the waste tank. It's environmentally friendly as it's made from completely natural ingredients. So if you'd like to know more about this product, there'll be more at the end of the current video, and there will be links below. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Caravan Salon 2021. This is the 2022 range from German manufacturer Hobby, a company with a great deal of experience and tradition. Starting off with caravans, which are here and to the back as well, campervans, which are there, and of course motorhomes here. Now, as far as this video is concerned, I am just going to look at motorhomes, because if not, it would go on forever, as I usually tend to do. Here we have a look at their 2022 range. They have got Optima on Tour Edition, Optima on Tour, Optima on Tour Alcoven, that's a cab over, Optima Deluxe, Vantana on Tour Edition, and Vantana Deluxe. The last two of these two being, of course, camper vans. So we're just going to do with the ones called Optima, and we're going to start off with this one. If you want to see anything in more detail, then you're going to have to write it down below, and if I'm still here, I'll do it. This thing here is going to cost 87,000 euros. Optima Deluxe T70, 747 centimeters in length. Now, you may think, first of all, when I get down to it, look at that horrible carpet down there. This is here just to protect it during the event. You probably wouldn't get it. I mean, you could ask for it if you want to say, look, I really like a van with some horrible carpet, and they say, yeah, so no problem at all. We can sort that one out for you. Got these wonderful coloured slats under the beds. Hey, no one else does anything that good. In fact, you could probably just get rid of the mattress and just show everybody your slats. Wardrobe here. That's a bit stiff, to say the least. And storage there. You've got some storage in the steps as well, and an enormous shower, which I'm sure your dog will appreciate. You can close this off here. It's not necessary, I suppose, to close it off to keep the riffraff who is sleeping up front out, because this vehicle does not come with the bed for the riffraff. Now, the big thing about 2022 is that there's only 2 hobs in the kitchen, except for Hobby, which is still putting in 3. Hobby has a rather distinct look to it. A lot of manufacturers do maintain very distinct looks, Carthago being another one which has kept its very distinct look. Right, we have another Hobby Optima on Tour here, but we're not going in that owing to the queue to get in, and we have queues to get in because of COVID. This event hasn't yet opened, but there are still people like me wandering around making a nuisance of themselves. 58,000 for this one here, Optima on Tour Edition V65 GE, 678 centimeters long. Base price is 56,000, and that actually seems to me to be cheaper than in previous years, although maybe I've made a mistake. This is the typical Hobby kitchen. You've got this unit up here, tambour doors, these things open both sides, and here, well, that's a sort of a more traditional one, not the 2022 look. And that there, so that's something Hobby's been doing for ages. German layout here, Oh, and there's that's a heating duct, and in here this opens up to reveal a wardrobe and storage. And we'll have a quick look in here as well. Look at that nice big washroom in there. So now, if the masses have gone away, we'll have a look at this vehicle here. This Optima on Tour T65 GE, German layout, 66,000 it costs. This is on a Citroen, some of them are on a Ducato. Because of the problems in supply, then Citroen's being used quite a lot. This one here comes with a broken oven, and who manufactured the oven? Don't know, but the fronts come off. These things happen at trade fairs. 50% of the damage is of course done by myself, and I bet you think I came into this van earlier with a view of breaking the oven. But sometimes you see things which are broken because the manufacturer didn't think enough about it. Optima on Tour edition, sorry, it's not French. And this thing here, 61,000, it's 678 centimeters in length. So the edition will have certain differences inside, decor, things like that. My favorite layout for a van, width-wise bed, storage there, and this is an important feature for me anyway. There's a nice wardrobe, and mind you, I do prefer a sliding door. You get one in here, but it doesn't slide on the outside. That. And this one's showing one of these daft coffee makers as well. Here's the garage, and notice 601 kilos of payload. So here we have the Optima Deluxe range, and this vehicle here, you're looking at a cost of around 92,000 euros, and it's 732 centimeters in length. So this one here, you've got 3 burners, but look, much better organized than they have been in the past. It comes with an oven. That's an option. When people say, why can't I have an oven? Yes, you can. You have to buy it. Just like everything else, you have to buy it. Or you have to get one, somebody to give you one. Long thin fridge. Handily placed next to the bed. So if you have your head here, right, and your legs down there somewhere, you can just reach back and keep drinking. Alternatively, what you could do on a hot day, you leave the door open, you've got the air conditioning from the fridge, and you have a straw, like you just park your beer down there somewhere, and you have a straw that comes straight into you. You wouldn't even have to open the... I'm full of great ideas, and if you think that is an idea that is worthy of me getting a Nobel Prize, do remember to write to the Nobel Committee Nobel Committee, Stockholm, Sweden. Please give Alan a prize for his contribution to campervan life. I'll walk in here. I've got plenty of space in here. Look at all that space. Mind you, you have a lot of space when you put this thing around here like that, you see. And there's a plastic thing here. But even so, it's not too bad, I suppose. Bed comes down, or does it? Let's find out. It doesn't. Never mind. Can't have everything. Is the 12 volt on? Yes. Okay. Never mind. They've blocked it. Can't say a blame to that. Alright. So if we come over to this one here, another Optima Deluxe, and with German beds, and it cost 86,000 plus. And it's 714 centimeters in length. Now here we've got the sizes given on the sheets in millimeters. That's why it might look different. But seeing as I do everything now in centimeters rather than millimeters, that's the one I'm giving you. But it is of course far more accurate in centimeters. Look at all this storage down here. And that's exactly the same. Right, Optima Deluxe. This isn't Optima Deluxe. This one has a side bed. It comes at a cost of 80,000 euros. And it's really a van for two people. There they are, two people. But what it does have, which is interesting, is this rather large washroom at the back. Look how big that shower is. I mean, it's enormous. Shower I've got at home, not that I ever go there, but the shower I've got at home is nowhere near that size. In previous years, there was actually at the back of the van, they had a sort of a glass, probably wasn't glass, probably plastic, but a sort of a partition with a design in it, which looked very, very nice. But storage is what's important in vans, so that's really better. Optima On Tour, and the On Tour version here, it's got two beds, 61,000 it costs. So you can see they're very similar in the design up front, but this is here once more similar to the last one with this rear washroom and enormous shower. Attractive. You've got a wardrobe there, attractive looking. I had one of these. It wasn't hobby, it was death lifts. I took it out, I fell out the bed 3 times, so I moved into the bed that was up front, and it was very comfortable. As much as I don't like beds over the cabin, I had no choice. XBS heat, which insulation, which is normal. Optima On Tour side bed, a genuine side bed, 703 centimeters in length at a cost of over 61,000. Yeah, see if this works. You can hear it, but it won't actually come down. So they've disconnected, and quite early too. Right, got two overcab models here. I think actually there's more than two in the series, but that's all I've got to show you. I can only show you what's here. This thing here is going to cost 65,500 and is 719 centimeters long. Double bed, nicely profiled, looks good. Storage under the bed. You've got sleeping above the cab. You've got sleeping down here as well. So you can pack people into a van like this. Rear kitchen, 6 people could potentially sleep here. Mind you, you might want to consider how much water is going to get used if you've got 6 people in a van. And the toilet as well, though, because it comes out. And it comes into the waste tank as well. Optima on tour. This one here, overcab, at a cost of in excess of 67,000, 7-meter motorhome. Double, got these beds at the back. The lower one can actually be removed if necessary. I suppose you could remove the upper one as well if you unscrewed it. Large fridge, storage, and otherwise rather similar. And the final one here, this Optima on tour, is 62,000, 7-meter long motorhome. Low profile. It's got a bed up here. Let's see. 12 volt on. Okay, well, I can understand why it's like that. Yeah, I'll show you the final one there. And with that in mind, that's a quick look around the hobby series of motorhomes for 2022. We've got some camper vans, we've got some caravans, and possibly the star of the show is this one here, the Beachy Van 540. It looks really good. Look at this wonderful display they brought in, much no doubt to the cleaner's anguish, with all this sand that people are going to walk on and then trail around everywhere. But these Beachy caravans would look like something out from 1953. And we've got this Beachy Van 540, which looks like somebody built it themselves, who was pretty good at interior design but knew nothing about living in a van. Looks a bit like a bar to me on the beach. In fact, it's designed like a bar on the beach. You can go up there, tent in the roof. This is not yet on the market, but production's designed to start in the summer of 2022. Want one of these, you wouldn't get it until 2023. But as great as it might look like this, it's not at all practical. It's got next to no storage. Hasn't got you'd have to use a porta potty, which is, I mean, just the sort of thing you'd want to do in a bar. No shower except to something that's outside, and giving a dog an outside shower is one thing, but giving yourself one is not so good, in my opinion. So there you go. There's that. And with my opinion, so full marks to whoever designed the stand, but I'd have to say I wouldn't bother with a van like that, particularly whatever the cost of this is going to be, which I don't know. I mean, you might be free, so in that case I'd say go for it. But you can get one of these camper vans that is Vantana on tour. You can get a nice motorhome. So I would say that is not a good idea. That's my opinion. Others may disagree, but they'd be wrong. So thanks for watching. And this is Hobby, built for life, as it says up there, or built to live, that's a better way of putting it. And at Caravan Salon 2022 range. And let's now have a little bit of music to see us out. This is the first time ever that I have accepted any support for promoting a product on YouTube. Now, I've been on YouTube now for 15 years, and I've been doing the van life stuff for a number of years as well. The reason I haven't accepted support in the past is because I felt it had to be something which I really agreed with, and a product I knew. So I had to feel 100% about recommending it to others. This is Solbio, and this is a toilet additive. Now, what's the point of a toilet additive? Well, when you use the toilet, then it goes into a cassette, and you have to dump the cassette somewhere. Now, if you just urinate into it, then there should be no problem. But if you put any solids into it, then it makes it a bit more difficult. Now, one thing you can do is if you have constant diarrhea, then you may not need a toilet additive, because you should be able to dump it without any problems. For those of you who don't suffer from this problem, then one thing you might want to consider doing, in fact, one thing you're going to have to consider doing, is using a toilet additive. Now, there's two types. There's the blue stuff, which is manufactured by a number of companies, and it works pretty well. No problems there whatsoever with the way it works. Oh, there's the green stuff, which is ecologically based. Now, up until now, the green stuff didn't work as well as the blue stuff. But I think with Solbio, we're now seeing a comparative working rate. It works just as well. So it's ecological. What it's got inside are natural soaps, it's got natural citric acid, it's got essential oils and plant extracts, and that breaks down whatever it is that you're throwing into the toilet, or releasing into the toilet, I should say. And when you come to a dump station, you can just tip up your cassette and it all flows in nicely. Now, you may say, well, I have constant diarrhea, and so therefore I don't need something like that. Well, that may be the case, but one thing that this has got, it's got a rather pleasant fragrance to it as well. Now, I personally like the fragrance of the blue stuff, but I know I'm in a small minority on that one. One thing I noticed when I've been doing tests of really small vehicles, such as 5.5 meter ones above all, so as soon as you open the door, you have this fragrance, let's say, of the blue stuff sort of hits you. Now, with this one here, Solbio, it's got a more natural sort of smell. It's a bit like eucalyptus. I'm trying to find a good way of actually describing it, and the best thing I could think of, it's got these cough drops or these eucalyptus like sweets, and it's got this type of fragrance within the toilet anyway, and if you're in a small van, I bet it could fill up the small van. I haven't really noticed it sort of when I'm sitting here in this position, for example, but maybe I'm not using enough of it to actually notice. Next thing is it safe to use? Well, the thing with the blue stuff is there are good reasons to suggest that it may not be completely safe to use. I mean, it does break things down in a chemical manner. I mean, I'm not going to suggest it's dangerous or anything like that, but I don't think it is particularly good for the environment. If it comes into contact with plants or things of this nature, I mean, there's warnings that, I mean, if you get it in a fish tank or something like, I don't know why you want to put it in a fish tank, but if you put it in the fish tank, then the fish will die. So this, as it comes from natural things, you assume that it's okay. Now the blue stuff as well, I've noticed I always get it on my hands. And not only that, I mean, obviously I sort of miss the toilet as well. But sorry, I get it into the toilet bowl. I don't miss the toilet. I miss the sort of the hole where you open up for the toilet, and it sort of stains, and it takes a few flushes for it to actually go down. I don't know if that's bad or not, but it's with this stuff, it's almost translucent. Not quite, but almost. As is when you dump it out, which seems a bit odd the first time. You think, hang on just a minute, I'm sure I didn't just urinate in there. But that's the way it is. The manufacturers say it doesn't cause skin irritation. I have never experienced skin irritation from the blue stuff, but I have heard of people having this problem. And let's have another look at it, because here it comes in two. One's for marine use and the other's for motorhome use. Now it could be that mariners use the toilet, or they eat something a bit more dodgy, or I don't know, but it's different. This contains 40 doses, and it's dosed via this thing down here, this little tap. Now I know there are people who are suspect of these taps. Now, I previously worked in the packaging industry, and indeed I used to give talks being an expert. I don't think I was much of an expert, but I do know a little bit about it. This technology is perfectly safe, I think, to use. It's not, I mean, it's often used in bag-in-the-box applications, and so you get wine or something. The wine's in a box, and it got this tap that sticks out, and you use it. In the company I used to work, where we produced blueberry juice, we used this technology, and I've never known the taps to go wrong in my direct experience. But when they first came out, I agree there was problems with them. I've heard of people saying they put something in the fridge, or they in the van, and something hit here. In theory, you're supposed to knock both ends down at this. Oh, sorry, pull them both up and press down at the same time to get it to work. So I mean, I do accept that these things can go wrong. Just as, I mean, if you don't close a bottle properly, everything will go out. But I make that part. Other than that, the bag may seem a little unsturdy because of the way it is. But I can tell it's made from recycled. It's green plastic. It's I think it's quite safe. So there's some observations on this, and as far as I'm concerned, I really do think it is a good solution for you. Now, it costs roughly the same as the blue stuff. There isn't much difference. Now, I do appreciate that if there was a price difference, that might be a problem. Although, I think if you're into motorhomes, then you probably like living in harmony with nature, which is what I'm in it for, really. I think it's the call of nature, this contact with nature and all the rest of it. So I think that protecting nature is something that I would want to do. Whether or not I'm prepared to pay a premium, yes, maybe I'm prepared to pay a little bit of a premium for it, but in all honesty, between this one and the blue stuff, there's hardly any difference. Right, so if you find that of interest, there will be a link below. It's not an affiliate link, it just tells you where to get the stuff from. I'm not on any affiliate programs at all, deliberately, so nobody can accuse me of trying to promote something to get the affiliate link, but I do absolutely believe in this product. So, thanks very much for watching. I am currently at a place called Alexa Camping, or Camping Alexa, in northern Poland, and you may have heard some of the noises on the outside from the campsite, but I shall tell you more about that in another video. So, there you go. This is about Solbio. Thanks for watching.